Welcome back. It's time for Bazaar Morning Call yet again. And it's that time of the morning when we are going to give you some advice on what you can pick and not pick in the coming trading day. Joining us for that is Dipan Mehta, Director at Elixir Equities. Good morning, Deepak. Pleasure having you and pleasure speaking to you after quite a while. Are you in buying mode at all in the first place?
Good morning, Lata, and the pleasure is all mine. It's a privilege to be on the show with you. Not yet in the buying zone at all. I think we are just waiting for the markets to settle down, and then we have another earnings season coming up. So it's always better to play a scene game where you see what the companies have to say, what the companies have reported, and then perhaps look at making some kind of an investment. I don't think that we are making any pre-season or pre-earnings release buying or trading call at all. Just want to wait and watch. I think that we have a correction underway and that may go a little bit deeper and provide better opportunities.
Okay, but there are some of these, very respected stocks. Stocks like Reliance, HDFC, Infosys, TCS. The entire top 10 of the Nifty, or maybe at least the top 5, which haven't gone anywhere for the past year. I think some of them are in danger of ending in the red in 2024. You don't think it's time to start nibbling? When the opportunity comes, it may slip too soon. Not even an SIP in these stocks?
No, Lata, actually our focus is on a lot of the new listings which have happened in the last couple of years, where nice concept stocks have got listed, platform companies, interesting businesses. We want to focus on those companies where growth is still quite strong, but valuations have gone through the roof for whatever reason or so. So I think at correction, we want to buy such businesses, to name a few, companies like Zaggle Prepaid, Car Trade, which are all platform companies. Then you have RateGain Technologies and India Mart Intermesh. And then there are concept companies or one-of-a type companies like BLS International, that visa processing company, Media Assist, Sagility. So there are a whole host of companies, which are one of the kind, which are conceptual, which have fantastic business models, which can be scaled up very easily, great operating leverages, high ROIs. That's where we want to focus on. New generation businesses, not the Reliances and the cements and the FMCGs. No, those are not something that you're looking at buying at all.
Okay, so new age businesses in the new year. That's an interesting way to look at it. Dipan, hi, and hope you had a great Christmas break. Thank you for being around as we're all set to wind down the year. Now, I want to know what you made of the weekend announcement on Metropolitan Stock Exchange. That was quite the chatter, right? With Grow and Zerodha, their respective individual arms, different arms putting some money in. And there is Share India as well that's putting some money in. What do you make of this development, and what bearing could it have on the listed capital market stocks, which have already had a phenomenal, fantastic year?
Yes, Abhi, good morning. I don't think it's going to impact the valuations of NSE or BSE for that matter, and it'll take a while to create liquidity, even if you have very influential investors. The market is much bigger than 3 or 4 brokerages. And sure, I think they may launch, some products over there which are missing, and they may try and do that. But I'm not sure that's going to dent the volumes of BSE, NSE. Certainly, the value of Metropolitan Stock Exchange will go up. Because if trading starts to pick up over there and the option side, on the cash market side, value will get built. But I don't think there's space, frankly, for a very vibrant and third exchange which would have many instruments traded on it. So from that, I don't think it's much of a threat.
And do you currently have investments in this space? Would you look at buying anything? What's your thought? Whether it's wealth managers or brokers, or listed asset management companies, mutual fund companies, what do you still like in this entire basket, given the run-up and the valuations?
So see, we, as a measure of disclosure, we have a investment in 361, the wealth manager. But look, these are in a way a bit of a cyclical businesses. And although a lot of them are getting solid annuity revenues, the extra kicker in the earnings is coming because of a very vibrant and strong capital market. And the valuations also certainly have gone up, whether it's Nuvama or Anand Rathi or Prudent Corporate, all of them are trading at very, very rich valuations. And I think that you could have a downturn in the stock market, and that could certainly temporarily impact the earnings. And that may be a good entry point when there's a correction post slightly stagnant to flattish earnings.
Okay. Well, Dipan, we have a few more questions for you. Please stay on, Welcome back to this Bazaar live exchange coming to you from CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. Well, we are still a few minutes away from the market opening, the pre-opening rates. Let's get the gift nifty, which will give you the implied open. I think it is still a little bit in the green, and Asian markets are also in the green. So the gift nifty is giving an implied open of plus 37 points. Dipan Mehta is still with us, and we'll get more guests shortly. Dipan, you know, we just heard the technical experts telling us that pharma is one sector that has stood out. Is there anything you would buy at this point in pharma, or even if you're watching any?
Yeah, I think 2024 has been very good for the pharma sector, and the companies that we are actually watching, looking to maybe invest at lower level, and some of them we already have an investment. Top of the mind, of course, is Sun Pharma. We truly appreciate its specialty product strategy, and that should scale up very well in 2025 and would lead to higher valuation or P multiple as well. A company we want to buy at a decline is Mankind Pharma. Truly, I would say, differentiated business model. A lot of revenues coming from domestic market, bit of a like of an FMCG type of a play, if I may say. And then again, there's a small company called Kaplan, which is now growing its exports to the US market, while it has a very strong presence in Latin America, which is highly profitable because of the kind of a complete end-to-end linkage which they have over there. So between in the pharma, these are the three companies we are looking at quite closely. But we are also studying Strides Pharma, another interesting company, a bit complicated, so it's taking a bit of a time. And there's a new listing coming within that space. What was earlier called Stellis, I think it's now called OneSource. That should get listed soon. That's a breakout from Strides Pharma. So that also could be an interesting company to keep on your watch list.
Okay,
well, I'm so glad I asked you about pharma. That's a bunch of ideas.
That's interesting. So Strides and its, arm that's going to list soon. We'll keep that on our radars as well. Before we let you go, since we are on the subject of new listings, it's been a phenomenal year, Dipan, right? And some of these, the most recent ones, they were bouncing around. They were dancing on Tuesday ahead of the Christmas break. MobiKwik, for instance, was up 14-15%. And Sai, was also up and about. So quite a few of those stocks have been
Keynes just refuses to go down.
Which is no longer new. I mean, I'm talking about listings in the last six, seven months or so. So in this whole pack, what is it that you've liked? What is it that you're convinced of now that perhaps you would not shy away from? Any of the new listings, say, of the last 1 quarter or so?
Yeah, again, disclosure. We like Vari Energies a lot. In fact, that was our Diwali pick as well on your channel. And the way the company is scaling up and the kind of order book that it is building, I think is very impressive. At some point, it will become a complete end-to-end product provider of the entire solar power equipment chain. And it's got a very solid consumer business as well, rooftop solar panels and stuff like that. But again, the stock has run up significantly. It got listed, I think, around 2,400. Which at that point in time also the IPO price was quite richly valued, and then it's now trading around 2,900 or thereabout. I think if it comes down by 200-300 rupees or so, that could be a good entry point.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Dipan. Just finally, I know you brushed away the old world stocks and are concentrating on next gen, which is how it should be. The old order should giveth way to the new. But is there anything in the old world in terms of, say, hotel stocks, in terms of, say, the trends, which didn't have a very great 2024, but was otherwise, a star performer? Anything in the smokestack stocks?
Well, not really. I think, nothing really comes to our mind when it comes to the traditional businesses. I would like to just give it a pass for this question, if you don't mind, Lata.
Fair enough. I wouldn't persist. That's an honest reply, actually. Thank you very much, Dipan. I hope we will speak to you before the new year. If we don't, have a brilliant 2025.